Hello there, I'm Mark Washington. Thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode of When Did That Happen? Today's production is on the Industrial Revolution. Just what happened during this revolution? What new technology was developed? Who were important people of the day? Well, you'll find out tonight on When Did That Happen? Is that gonna happen every time I say that? After the American Civil War, new waves of immigrants broke on the eastern shores of America. The government did not want immigrants that might cause trouble. These immigrants were examined for foot problems, heart problems, eye disease, skin disease, hernias, the list goes on. Upon arriving, immigrants would be marked with chop marks on their clothes and sent back to their native country if something was wrong with them. Some tried to beat the system and flipped their clothes inside out to avoid being sent back. And now for a viewer favorite, the music montage. Go back to where you came from, slimy immigrants. We can't let those Americans tell us what to do. Turn the ship around. They're coming back. Don't worry, our new anti-immigration policy will get them. We've hit a reef. At this point in history, cities stopped expanding out and started expanding up. In the inner city, there were poor people living in tenement houses. An average of 100 people had to share one bathroom. Lucky ones lived in settlement houses where middle-class families helped poor ones. Children in the inner city had to live on the street without parents. The conditions were so bad, the ones in jail were better. They were not very well educated at all.
The Gilded Age is really defined by the shining coat of foil on the outside and the corruption and poverty on the inside.
I thought I told you to come alone. I don't take no orders from nobody. I can bring whoever I want to my meetings. You have the package then? Why, of course I do.
Corrupt political leaders such as Boss Tweed would pay people for votes and controlled almost all the institutions within a city.
Mr. Tweed, sir, congratulations. You now own all the banks in town. Good, good. Your hate has made you powerful. Now witness the power of this fully armed and operational battle station. Fire at will, Commander. Mr. Tweed, sir, we're in a building, not a battle station. Whatever. One thing that greatly attributed to the growth of manufacturing was known as laissez-faire, a French phrase meaning let do. When applied to the Industrial Revolution, it meant let businesses do what they want. By letting businesses do what they want, the companies saved money on fair pay and good working conditions. These factories would just spew carbon dioxide into the air. Carbon footprint wasn't in their vocabulary back then. All these noxious gases in the air really made the breathing conditions in cities almost intolerable. You have the carbon dioxide, you have animal and human waste mingling in the street, and it just smells atrocious. In chemical factories, there would be pools of these chemicals on the ground, and if you were assigned to have to clean them up, then you could lose a hand. Children were treated very badly in the factories. If there was an area where the adults could not squeeze into, then they would send a kid in to unstick a cog of some kind. Of course, there were no on-off switches at this time, so you'd just get crushed by the machine once you freed whatever was sticking it. Workers would go on strike for higher pay and shorter work hours. To combat this, factories simply locked out the workers in what is known as a lockout. These workers would not make any money, but the factory could still make money by hiring scabs or replacement workers. One of the most influential people of the time, when it came to unions, was Samuel Gompers, president of the very successful American Federation of Labor. Mother Jones led her own child rights movement. She organized speeches as well as a march to the president's house.
Andrew Carnegie and Cornelius Vanderbilt were entrepreneurs that furthered industrialization through the production of railroads. Carnegie improved the production of steel, making it cheaper and faster. He did this through vertical integration. Vanderbilt combined railroads in New York with the help of this cheaper steel.
Inventions helped further industrial growth. Thomas Edison's light bulb and Thaddeus Lowe's ice machine were a great spur for America. The light bulb extended the work day by a large amount because you could start working earlier when it was dark and work later while it was dark. The refrigerated railroad car helped in the transportation of perishable foods such as meats. When they were not working, Americans enjoyed going to saloons, where they could hang out and play games and socialize with their friends. Also, a new era of sports emerged. These sports included baseball and football. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching. When did that happen? Stay tuned for Mythbusters coming up next on the LEGO Network.